Hello, I'm Kate Davies, and this is my first novel, In at the Deep End, which has just been longlisted for the Polari Prize, and I'm very excited about it. In at the Deep End is a funny coming-of-age novel about a young Londoner named Julia who has just had the worst one-night stand in the history of sex. A man has accused her of breaking his penis. She's feeling pretty low, but luckily that sets her off on a journey, and she realises that she's in fact a lesbian, and she thinks that's probably going to be the answer to all of her problems. From now on, she's going to have really feminist sex and a truly equal relationship. But that is not how things turn out. So I'm going to read to you from a passage just after Julia has come out, and she's going to go to a sex shop, as all new lesbians must. Her friend Ella is going to take her to prepare for Julia's hot date with an advanced lesbian named Sam. Julia is still very much a beginner lesbian, as you will see. The sex shop Ella took me to was called Shush. Everyone comes here, she told me. It's a rite of passage. As is the way with most things designed for women, it was decorated in various shades of pink and red and purple, so walking in felt like entering a large latex-scented vagina. There were shelves full of sex toys and feminist porn, but I went straight for the books and the cards. You know where you are with a book or a card. They might have nipples on them, but they will be non-threatening two-dimensional nipples, and no one will expect you to attach clamps to them or anything like that. But Ella wasn't having any of it. She put her hand on my back and steered me towards the shelves of dildos, saying, "We did not come here to buy cards." I glanced up at the dildos and glanced away again. I found them terrifying, frankly, and I'd never been a big fan of penises, and I'd certainly never aspired to wield one myself. What if I was no good at thrusting? I scanned the shelves for an unintimidating cock. There were black ones and blue ones and purple ones, some as small as an index finger and some as thick as an arm. "What do you like the look of?" Ella asked. She was studying me curiously, and I had a feeling that she was thinking about the size of my cunt. "I don't think we know each other well enough for this," I said. "Just pick one." I was baffled by all the choice. "Is this for someone else to use on me, or for me to use on someone else?" I asked her. "Both," she said, "or you could buy several." "I'm a junior civil servant," I pointed out. "Buying one massive latex penis is enough of a luxury." "Okay," Ella said. "First of all, don't call it a penis. There is no man in this equation." Good point. Second of all, it is not a luxury, it is a lesbian essential. Once you're properly seeing someone, you'll come back and pick out a cock together, so think of this as your fallback cock. My emergency cock. Exactly. A shop assistant wandered up to us. "Can I help you?" "Not sure," I said, "just looking really." "Have you ever bought a cock before?" "She hasn't," Ella said before I could answer. The shop assistant nodded. "Are you into girth or like length?" I wasn't sure, to be honest. I was used to taking what I was given when it came to cocks. Having to choose my own felt like picking out a personality for myself. I ruled out the massive black ones, as they seemed like the equivalent of a Ferrari, promising too much up front. I also ruled out the thin, glittery ones, because really, what was the point? You might as well use your fingers. "I like girth, I think," I said, "but I was thinking of something quite all-purpose." "Got it," said the sales assistant. She reached up to a high shelf and took down a medium-sized dildo with ridges along its length. "This one's good for beginners," she said, which was embarrassing. A bit like someone at a pharmacy saying, "Good condoms for virgins, those." "That looks great," I said, just wanting to get it over with. "Ribbed for your pleasure," she said as she handed it over. "Lovely. Easy to aim if you know what I mean. Great." I walked over to the till, but the shop assistant didn't follow. "You'll need a harness too," she said, running her fingers over the display. "Leather is more traditional, or you could buy the underpants. They're easier to get on and off, but they're not as sexy." She picked up what looked like a pair of Y-fronts with a hole in them and stretched them to demonstrate their elasticity. There was an apple sticker on the floor. I scuffed it with my foot. "The stretchy pants are easier," said Ella. "Don't get them," said the shop assistant. "You need a real harness, it's part of the ritual." Ella laughed. "Yeah, the ritual of having to stop in the middle of foreplay to put on a medieval torture device, and then you realise you've put your leg through the bum hole, and then you have to take it off again except you're stuck, so whoever you're having sex with has to try and help you, and then the moment's totally gone." "You get used to it," said the shop assistant, "if you do it often enough." Ella rolled her eyes. "Try on a harness then," she said. The shop assistant tossed me one. Working out how to put on the harness was a bit like doing Kinky Cat's Cradle. I stepped into one of the holes, but Ella was right. It was the wrong one. She had to help me figure out how to put it on. She pulled on the straps to tighten it. "Now you put the cock in," said the sales assistant, handing it to me. I pushed it through the cock ring, and there it was, standing up proudly in front of me, ready to pleasure the ladies. I felt completely ridiculous. I'm telling you, Ella said, the pants are much easier. But much less sexy, said the shop assistant. I bought the leather harness. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck to everybody on both the long lists.